Packed webinar. Like I have a lot of things that I want to say to you. Please take notes what you want, screenshot, whatever. And if you have questions, just write it down first. I'm gonna review everything later after my talk. And Millie, please feel free to cut me if you want to say something, okay? So this is my story. Like 2 years ago, I run the startup and I need to shut it down and I need to let go my team members. I lost, yeah, basically investor money, no income. I was feeling very depressed, basically, and I didn't know that the effect of the depression that I had before was like creeping into my life until now. It becomes a burnout, and I will tell you more later about that. What I felt back then was a sense of shame, also guilt, grief, also fear. And I was physically sick, like I was fatigued like most of the time. I cannot think. I don't have energy to do anything except for two things. One is writing and the other is teaching. So that's exactly how I know what's my passion is about. So yeah, from someone who wrote 5 books a year to someone that is completely confused what to do with her life. That was me 2 years ago. Right now, I just raise fund for my startup, and like uh, pacing back to this life, um, startup life, and hopefully more balance. So so this is the pyramid levels of consciousness by Dr. David Hawkins. What I felt was way below fear, grief, apathy. It's a lot below, and this is like the place where no productivity at all, inertia, and what we aim is to be on the top, at peace, gratitude, joy, and love. This is yeah, basically productive, and everything happens in flow, like synchronous. So what I found out about my own experience is that stress is physical and psychological response to stressors. Um, what are the stressors in work life? There's a lot, right? Like for me as a startup founder, pressure to achieve KPIs, a lot of KPIs, fundraising, of course, rejections every week, fear of failures, of course, a lot of overthinking, a lot of to-do lists, apps or web crash, too many meetings, too many commitments that we cannot keep, or promises, too many deadlines, hiring problem, difficult relationship with colleagues, toxic working environment. This is also difficult, a lot of notifications, traffic jam, Jakarta, and now it's flood. Also health concerns over, like coronavirus and everything like that. Yeah, a lot of stressors. So this is me, like 2 years ago. I was speaking, like doing workshops, and then in the afternoon, I went to the ER because suddenly I felt like I cannot breathe. I felt, like I was about to faint. I don't know what's happened, so I went to ER, and that's like there's no explanations why it's happened. Probably you know, I don't know what's happened. So after a while, I know that it's called either anxiety or panic attack. So this is what's happened to our body when it's stressed. We have we have some stressor coming, and then our brain has perception about the stressor, and then based on the reaction that we have and perception, it basically spread out the cortisol or stress hormone, basically flight or fight response. This is exactly what's happened after that, which is what I experienced. Heart beats faster. I couldn't, like, I feel like suffocated. I couldn't breathe. Yeah, and a lot of other things. Physically sick, basically. When we are stressed, immune system is also lower, so we get sick easier than, you know, like if we are not stressed. On productivity, this is the effect. We have no mood to eat properly, or we eat a lot, too much. We become physically ill, can't go to work, can't sleep at night, or sleep too much. And then we get fatigue, lethargic, no enthusiasm, no persistence. The persistent feels of pessimism, poor work performance, slow in progress, brain fog, cannot focus or concentrate, no initiative, no imagination, short temper, you know, like sometimes easily frustrated or angry or too sad or anxious, feels empty and everything. Inability to make decisions, affecting your other colleagues, and inability to turn off. So you feel like you need to keep hustling because, you know, there's a lot of things to do and not done. That eventually leads to burnout. So excessive hustle in this culture, startup culture, can lead to burnout, which is burnout basically when you are stressed too much, and then you get anxious for no reasons at all. You know, like sometimes we are anxious because there's something, right, a legit something, like we are about to get crashed by a motorbike or a car, and then we get stressed. It's normal because there's, you know, like it's danger. But then some burnout is when nothing's happened, and then suddenly we feel anxious or panic. It's scary. It's very scary. So my conclusion was our perception and reaction to stressor is the one that stress us. So we need to be mindful of and own our own emotions. Okay, this is basically the step one. Yeah, if you feel panic, you know, anxious, you feel stressed, you need to stop first, and then probably go outside or not. Just the point is to just stop first and be present. And you can do this. You can try this. You sit straight where you are, smile. Right hand on your heart and left hand on your navel, and then you can breathe slowly, deeply. Try only through your nose, and make some sounds. So I'm gonna try showing you. Okay, so you sit straight, and then you smile. So you can close your eyes or not. It's up to you. You can smile, and then right hand on your heart, and then left hand on your navel, like on your stomach, and then you breathe slowly. It's difficult to talk and smile. And then if you can and you feel something, you can make sound. You know, like you like if you want to sigh, or if you want to wail, if you want to cry, you can do that. But maybe if you want to make that kind of sounds, you can go to the restroom first or something. You know, like a smile. Maybe you can make that kind of sound. You know, just let it out. It's like making the energy like transform. Be aware of what's happened, be aware of your pain, and also let it go. um, do that for a couple of minutes just to calm yourself down. um, and also I recommend you to do to learn some breath work. I combine Wim Hof in the morning and Buteyko, which is just now, breathe only through my nose during the day. And like I told you, let's do this with startup approach, A/B testing, and also, you know, just try, experiment, whatever works for you. You can do your own research, what kind of breath work that works for you. But this is very important to be able to breathe in the times like this when you feel stress and kicking in. Okay, so tonight I basically want to share about 3 points to ease your stress. One is to have a firm ground. Basically, have a basic mental hygiene. I'm gonna show you what those are. Be at peace, and also after that you can create productively and give more impact to community. This is how it looks like. You have a firm ground, at peace, and then after that you can create. Okay, so first ground, basic mental hygiene basically is taking care of yourself. um, so first, get enough sleep. I sleep at 11. Advisable to sleep at 10 if you can, and then woke up at around 6. I have a morning routine. When I wake up, I don't check my phone or social media or email at all. I only check them later, around 11 in the morning or 10. I meditate. Um, you can check Dr. Joe Dispenza Heart Coherence Meditation. I really love it. Um, I write gratitude journal to collect evidence of joy in my life. Um, I write appreciation journal as well. I collect people's appreciation of me, and I put it. Sometimes they say it on social media. When they appreciate me on social media, I would screenshot it and put it in my Evernote. So I collect it. Um, I eat whole food. Yeah, be mindful of what you eat. My diet is 90% plant-based and high fiber diet. Basically, I eat a lot of fruit. Yeah, drink more water. I am leading active life. Basically means that you can choose to walk more than bus, or you can choose the stairs and everything like that. I go to the gym. I do yoga, doing qigong by myself as well, and dance. Get some sunlight. I try to get some sunlight at least 30 minutes every day. This is me, but if you are doing this at the moment, you can reduce smoking, reduce alcohol, and reduce caffeine. Have some supplements with you. This is like the basic that probably for whatever you need. Spirulina and probiotic is for my gastric basically. So to prevent gastric acid. Magnesium, calcium, and everything is for. It's really help to ease the stress. And I have a series of people that I can contact to when I need, including my doctor. I actually don't go to psychologist or psychiatrist right at all yet, but I do have the contacts when I need one. But basically, if please go ask for professional help just to get to know what's your current situation right now. Um, I'm I'm incorporating it with my startup. Like right now, like I can do a walking meeting with my co-founder, and we really like it because it's more productive. We feel like we have a lot more ideas, and it's a lot healthier. Um, okay, about the peace sections. I First, it's about being playful. So basically, after you recognize your stressors, you can write down, you know, like what triggers you, and just be aware of that. And then, if you can, look at the funny side of the situations. So why smile? So when I ask you to breathe the first time, I also ask you to smile, and this one is also I ask you to smile. It's because when your lips is going upwards like that, it sends signal to your brain that basically can help your brain to give you endorphins, right? So if you can see everything, don't take everything too seriously. Be playful, see what triggers you, and look at the funny side of the situation. Uh, I say it like turn a personal tragedy into comedy, and I've been trying to create my own stand-up comedy script based on my life, just to help, you know, to see the funny side of the story, funny side of the my life. Second, to endure is basically to understand your own coping mechanism, what works for you. Like initially, hugging myself, like when I'm anxious, works. So right now, more and more breathing through my nose works. So it's about knowing what works for you. Massage works for me as well. Acupuncture works for me. So yeah, so you need to be able to experiment and getting to know yourself. The third one is super important. Accept. You cannot you cannot expect yourself to be perfect 24/7. Accept that you cannot control everything. And then every time you feel, you know, fear or anxious, you can ask yourself, and then what, you know, for the things that you're afraid of. Focus on the thing that you can control. Only the things that you can control. Do your best, and then just go with the flow. Be spontaneous. Surrender of the result, but then you do your best. I think the acceptance part is very important here, because a lot of people get stressed because they cannot accept their flaws. They feel like they need to be 100% right all the time and perfect all the time. This is, yeah, the source of stress. Connect. If you can reach out for social support from your partners, colleagues. I talk to my co-founders every day. I reach out to my best friends when I need them. You know, like when I need them, I told them I need them and I need to meet them and everything. So I meet them, I hug them. You know, asking for help. Asking for help is important, and accept their love. You know, in Indonesia, it's very interesting that when you do something, when you do something good to people, they will say terima kasih, which does basically mean thank you, but literally means I accept your love. You know, like, you know, just accept people's love. um, you can ask for help and accept their help, you know, allow yourself to do that. And express. Um Make sure you express all your emotions out in a healthy way. um, like with the sound, like the in our first breath work session, there's a sound coming out of you. Just let it out. It's the way your emotions gets expressed. But for me, I also do it in another way, because I'm a writer. Naturally, I use writing as a way to express my emotions. um, why expressing it? Because bottled emotion can spill to other people. It's not good. You know, like when you feel like you have a lot of things that you want to say, and then you start nagging to your friends, and you nag every day about your work, or anything else. It's not healthy for them, because they will get affected. You know, like so it's better for you to just let it out to a piece of paper. Like it's more healthy for everyone. Yeah, safely without hurting others. It helps you heal. And also, when you express, make sure you express. You write it with pen and paper. So, what's are the emotion that you need to get off your chest with writing? It's these emotions: anger, pain, fear, understanding, and love. Um, this is the example, yeah. So when you feel angry with your boss, for example, you can write down anything that's in your mind about him, right? You can say, my boss is an idiot, right? Can't believe he never accept my ideas. And then you can say, you can go to pain. Yeah, or if this is not finished, you just keep writing everything that you feel about your boss, you know, the anger that you feel about your boss. um, and then after that, if everything is already out, your anger is already out, you can start writing about pain, about your pain. You can say that, oh, I'm so disappointed that I've done everything that I could, but he never satisfied. It hurts me real bad. To him, I'm never enough, you know. And then you can go to fear after that. You can say, oh, I don't want to be useless. Really, I'm scared that nobody will want to be with me if I'm really that stupid. Oh my God, I don't want to be alone. Oh my God, I'm afraid to be alone and dying by myself. You know, like you don't know when you write, you don't know where you're gonna end up in. So you just let your heart out on paper. Then after a while, you will come to a part where you have empathy for your boss. You know, like you understand the situation. You will say something like, "Oh, I understand that he's pretty concerned about the budget. Maybe it's not very good day for him too. I regret being angry and not looking for solutions instead." And then you can end it with love, like I forgive him for rejecting my ideas. You know, I just want him to be happy as I want to be happy. Indeed, this world is a happy place to learn, and today I've learned about patience from him. So don't force yourself into going to the next emotions if you're still in one emotion. So it's okay, right? Taking your time. For me, if I'm really upset, I can write like every hour. I can dump this every hour. But then if not, I can spend the time sometimes, maybe 10 p.m., 9 p.m. to do this, to whatever triggers me, whatever upsets me, and everything. But if it's really bad, I can do it like you know, every time I need it, right? I also have a yellow pen, you know, like, so if I after I write all this, I can never read it again, and I can rip it and I can throw it away, you know. Yeah, I don't need it anymore. I just need to take it out from my heart. Okay. Yeah, so basically the idea is that you need to forgive. You need to forgive yourself. You need to forgive your enemy, competitors, co-founders, investors, boss, everyone. But the most important is to forgive yourself. Um, yeah, so the process is with this. And then, you know, from anger, you can transmute all those emotions into love, and eventually forgive. Yeah. Okay, if you share your experience to Instagram story mentioning me and e27 Co, we'll send you a link for these slides on your emails. Yeah. Okay, so we go on to the create part. After you ground yourself, and then you have your peace, and then you can start creating, be more productive. What I need you to do is to have a healthy boundaries. Um, First, don't judge people, especially yourself. I think a lot of us, yeah, you know, do not gossip about other people. Do not, you know, judging ourselves is very difficult to stop, but we need to do that, you know. So if, for example, you're tired and you want to sleep, um, and it's already 10 p.m., then you know, sleep without judging yourself that, hey, you still have a lot of things to do. Why don't you do it? Why you're sleeping? Are you lazy? You know, stop it, right? Don't judge yourself. Cut toxic people and bullies. Um, yeah, you can recognize who are these people. Usually people that after you meet them, you feel tired, or just nothing good coming out of your meetings always. You can cut them. Yeah, set boundaries, you know. They only will take your energy, so you don't need it. Our job right now is to conserve our energy because we have a mission to do, right? um, Only check emails maximum 2 times a day. Try not to check email like every time. um, Stop checking your message or emails after office hours and on weekends. Stop sending work message or emails outside working hours or weekends. I understand that a lot of us or a lot of you probably, you know, like sometimes you remember things like at 11 p.m. at night. Please stop yourself from sending anything to your colleagues at those hours or on weekends. And just write it down, you know, whatever you want to send, you just write it down, or, you know, just a reminder that you're going to send it like the next day or later. It's really super important because you want to keep the time to rest totally resting. You want to give your body a chance to heal. So when you feel like you're a bit sick, please sleep, please rest. Don't check anything. Don't watch documentary. I always do that. Just, you know, like stop being productive. It's okay, you know, like just recover first. Sleep on weekend. This is like my doctor prescribed this for me, like specifically. You know, I think last year I went to the doctor a lot of times. That my doctor one time said that, hey, you know what? You don't need to pay. Because every time I come, like, you know, it's nothing, you know, like it's just anxiety, my anxiety, like it's nothing. So he never prescribed me anything but sleeping, you know, like, hey, you know what? Just go to the supermarket, buy some fruits, eat the fruits, and sleep on weekends. So at the point when I was trying to pay, he said, no need to pay. just go. So yeah, it's so funny. Try. I thought for a long time that sleeping on weekends is not productive. It is actually very productive. It giving you time to rejuvenate, your brain to have more imaginations, and you are 150% ready on Monday, right? Deactivate notification from all apps. This is what I'm trying to do now. Almost all apps right now already have no notification from me, for me. Can? Can lah. You can do this. Okay. Next, try to have an intentional life. When I say intentional life, basically you plan in the morning that you want to have a great day, like play everything on your mind, like okay, today I have a meeting with investor, how it's gonna go, like I imagine it in my mind in the morning, like I intend, what is my intention. I intend the meeting to be great. I intend to have a good time. I intend to give values to people and stuff like that. So just imagine in your mind what's the ideal day would look like to you. Write the things that worry you. Everything that worries you, write down, and then if you can, put one small act that you can do for the things that worry you. Don't try to keep everything in your head. You just dump it. Like use pen and paper, Google Keep, whatever. Just get it out of your brain, and then set priorities. Do the thing that will impact most to reduce your worry, right? So if you worry about, for example, this slides, I worried about these slides, for example, right? I never had this. I need to create this, and then last week it worries me, and then that's the first thing that I was doing, like I need to get this done. So I sat down and get it done, like it reduced a lot of my worries about what am I going to say right now, right? So it frees up a lot of space in my brain and energy for something else. Monotask. A lot of us love to multitask. We talk while we type, like we do something while we do anything else. It's not effective. Try to monotask. A lot of people use Pomodoro techniques. I don't necessarily do that, but just be mindful to do one thing at a time. Delegate tasks, like I recognize what stressed me at work, and then I see who that can work with me to complement me in this area. Try to delegate, people maybe can do it better than you. So if you can delegate, just delegate the things that stress you out. Go easy on your schedule. Sometimes I can fill up my schedule without thinking, and then after that I was exhausted. Now I know my limit. It's 3 meetings a day is my limit. Recognize your joy. I have a So the idea is recognize what makes you happy and joyful, and then do it more. That's the idea, right? I record it on social media. I use hashtag JoyJournal. What makes me happy is learning, teaching, dressing up creatively, dancing. All these things. Be with my friends, and then I try to schedule it, like making time for joy in my life. And then the side effect of this is actually you get overwhelmed by joy. And you start being so happy, it's annoying, like people would look at you and say, why are you so happy? Like it's annoying to be happy in this stressful world. Um, and after you got all this new energy, the new abundance of high level energy, you will have more ideas and imaginations. This is how you know that you're not stressed. I mean, you can manage your stress. Of course, there's stress, but then you can manage it. You, when you have more ideas and imagination, um, this is the sign that you start to have a high level of energy. You can start to think to create art in what you do, which basically means something beautiful that make people happy. You're not making something just for the sake of making it, but then you make sure it's beautiful and make people happy, inspire people, and solve other people's problems. And then you will notice that you will attract more joy and luck in your life. People just want to give you something, like people will resonate with you for some reasons and just give you what makes you joyful. uh, you can see that you gradually with your luck, you can make more money. And then of course after you get all the abundance of energy and money and everything, you can share your light, you can volunteer to a cause that you believe in. um, I'm not only volunteering, I volunteer in a refugee concerns in Indonesia. But I also start two nonprofit organizations, like I told you, Girls in Tech Indonesia, and also Startup Local. Mentor young people to achieve their dream. Of course, there's always people that you can mentor that needs your knowledge, your skills. Yeah, and then how to keep all these new habits, right? Yeah, if you haven't already, this will be your new habits, and then you need to keep it, right? My suggestion is to keep it simple. Start one habit at a time. If you feel like you can never sleep at the right hours, you always sleep at 1 or 2, so please try to sleep at 10 and then record like daily record your habit. Just start with one habit at a time so it's easier, not overwhelm you. Habit stacking, like when you already have a habit, an old habit already, you can put this new habit after, right? So right now, I'm trying to have a habit of doing the Wim Hof breath work, right? So I stack it after I wake up. After I wake up, I already program my Google Assistant to play me my morning mantra, right? My morning mantra meditation. And then after that, exactly after that finish, I put, uh, I will breathe with Wim Hof techniques. And then after that, I go up and have my breakfast. So I kind of like put it in between my old habits, and I do it every day. After 3 days, it's become for me because I'm used to it. I'm used to building and keeping habits. So after 3 days, like it's very easy right now for me. Like it's a new habit. It's a new habit for me right now. It's easy to do it. Go analog. I will show you how to go analog. And have an accountability buddy, basically your best friends or whoever that can check if you actually doing what you're commit to do. This is what I when I say go analog, you can actually, this is like a bullet journal, right? So if you want to save more, if you want to meditate every day and everything, you can use pen and paper to record. These are the recommended books to read. The first is from Dr. David Hawkins, Transcending the Level of Consciousness. I really love this book. This is an amazing book. If you can, yeah, please get yourself this book. And Meditation by Marcus Aurelius is actually the basis of Stoicism. It's acceptance, the concept of acceptance, the good, accepting good and bad, and accepting to control what you can control. This is the book, and please make sure you get this exact cover, because this has the best translations. Dr. Joe Dispenza, Becoming Supernatural. We all can heal ourselves, and his method is through meditation. So you can read this. And this is latest book by Nir Eyal, Indestructible, last year. This book was launched. It's amazing book as well, on how to keep ourselves not addicted. So his first book, Hooked, was about how he uh, how the apps can make us addicted, and then now he actually give us the medicine for that, like how to stop being addicted to gadgets, to technology. Okay, so right now I think we need to start with an intention to celebrate our life every single day. I think that's a good base to start. And if you want to listen more of the topic of this productivity, you can listen to my podcast bit.ly gini aja deh Spotify. This is in Bahasa Indonesia. Yeah, this is all from me. Millie, do you want to add something? Millie, are you there?
Yeah. Hi. Thanks, Leah. I think that was great. And we have a lot of practical tips. And I mean, there's been a lot of interaction on the chat. I'm super excited that we could, hear you out and learn so much more. I think we have about a few minutes to go through any questions, or if anybody has any doubts they would want to ask Leah about, or anything in the slides that was intriguing, or some kind of opinion that they would share. I would sort of open the floor for anybody who wants to ask a question or make a comment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm trying to read everything too. Yeah, is there any questions?
I think there is a question around mindfulness apps. The question is, what are some of the popular mindfulness apps to use?
Okay. I don't really use any apps right now. But Headspace is quite famous. You can use that. But for me, I'm not using apps. But then, if you want to meditate, try Dr. Joe Dispenza Heart Coherence Meditation. I really like it. It's on YouTube. You can search it on YouTube. A lot of it on YouTube. I don't use any apps at all. By being mindful is actually very analog. Actually, like just be present. Mindful is doing monotask, one thing at a time. You witness, you listen to your breath, you see everything around you, you hear, like just activating your five senses, and just be aware of where you are. That's mindful, being mindful, right? And when people talk to you, you see them, you listen to them, and not trying to, like check your phones in the middle of talking or something like that. Just focus, right? So you don't need an app for that. Yeah, but then of course, if you need some guided meditation, you can look on the App Store.
Yeah,
yeah,
I think Kat has a question. Says, from Monday to Sunday, I work a lot, and once I take a day off, it's really difficult for me to get my spirit back. So any tips on how to deal with it? So I guess it's about the Monday morning blues we all probably face.
Um, can you say again the question? Like, oh yeah, oh this is yeah. From Monday to Sunday. Okay, Monday to Sunday. Hmm. Okay, well, you work a lot. Can you stop on Friday? Yeah, I mean, just taking your time to, I think at the end of it is back to what do you want to do, right? I mean, what's your purpose? What makes you what wakes you up in the morning, back at that, right? My thing is that my purpose is basically to, with my company right now, is to have a space for and to empower writers basically. So whenever I wake up in the morning, this is actually what I'm thinking in my mind, that when I'm at the office, I will build something that basically give benefit for writers in my country. So these things will wake you up. So you're not going to feel lethargic about it. So basically, checking first what I was saying at my slides. Have you already done the mental hygiene, the grounding process, and then be at peace with yourself? And then after that, and then set healthy boundaries. And then after that, you can try again, and see how it goes. Try all my tips. Aksai, when did you know that you actually burn out? I I know I burn out basically because when so I all of my life I never experienced something that I experience right now. I never get sick. I never got depressed. Like never. And I was sad, but there's some sort of the reason behind it, right? Something legit, like when you fall and then you bleed and then you cry, like it's okay, right? Because you bleed, something happened, you fall. But sometimes people who got burnout like me, without actually falling or bleeding, I can like cry because I'm thinking about it, like worried about it. So anxious and worried about something that is not exactly a problem right now, like overthink. So yeah, I know it when I need to go to the ER, emergency room, because I was thinking that I was in trouble, like I thought that I was running out of breath, having a heart attack, like I don't know what's happened. And I rushed myself to the ER like twice, like I think 2 years ago. So that's how I know I got burnt out, like for no reasons I get anxious. Yeah. How do we manage the team who might be on the verge of burnout? Yeah. So um, communication. One of my team members got more than burnout. She's not burnout, but more to depressed for her own personal thing. But then what I do was actually talking to her like constantly, saying that she got all the support that she needs. Like if she needs to take a day off or work from home, it's okay. She can do that. If she needs help with, so I also share her all my tips that works for me. And also I will share her information on professional helps. I will also I also set up like basically a group to help her, I talked to my co-founder about the situations. So we are like a bunch of a group that will help her when she needs, and she can talk to us every time, you know. She can reach out to us every time that she needs. So that's how I do it right now. Basically, allow open conversation and communication around this. That when you say you are burnout, stressed, or depressed, that doesn't mean I'm gonna kick you out of the team. You know, like that basically means we're gonna, you know, work this together, and we make sure that all of our team members know that they can reach out for help. I hope it answers. More details about walking meeting. Yeah, it is okay. So intentional. It's intentional. You can offer that to people, right? For me, of course, with my co-founders, I can do it every time we want. We usually go outside having, you know, enjoying the suns while of course talking about our startup. If it's other people, or vendors or partners, we can offer them, you know, like, hey, do you want to have a meeting at the park? And most of them will say yes. Actually, they enjoy it. I also have a biking meeting as well in Jakarta, so you can imagine how difficult it was. But I did it once. It's really good. It's productive in a sense that I feel good. I feel good, and then the connection that we have with the other person is stronger actually, because I don't know, we're in the nature. We don't hold our phone. We don't even checking our laptops or our whatever. We just talk, right? So we can bounce ideas better. We can, you know, see eye to eye, you know, like human connection wise, it's really good. So yeah, I think it's very, very productive. Mm. That's safe space. Investing in safe space. What do you mean? Location. Yeah, right now, actually, we don't have any written policies or whatever around this. It's just intuitive, you know, like because, of course, mental health issues, people don't talk about it, right? Especially in Indonesia. We don't really talk about it. Um, so there's a lot of stigma around it. I think because my team is not big, you know, like we have 13, 15 people, so I can basically get to know them one by one, and just and they know that we are open, but then it's not written yet in our company policies, whatever. Location wise, I think it's flexible. um, I can talk to them in sometimes I can take them for lunch, whatever, and talk about the things that worry them. Oh yeah, yeah. So we are at the co-working space right now, in our old office. In our old co-working space, we have meditation rooms. I use it every day around 4 p.m. And of course, encourage all my team to use it when they need. Yeah.
Thank you, Leah. I think we've had a very good share of interaction and questions. I will still encourage people to share their questions. We're overrun by a few minutes, but I think it's okay if Leah, you want to take the last question, and then we can close the queue here.
Sure. My opinion of a 4 days work week. um, I think 5 days is perfect. Yeah, because of course, as a founder, yeah, I think it's a balance, right? It's about being balanced because what I built right now give a direct impact for like for me in my case is writers. So of course, I think right now 5 days is enough. So yeah.
Fair enough. I think Asians are very hardworking for that matter.
Yeah. Like 2 days we can, Saturday and Sunday we can sleep all day and let ourselves sleep all day.
True that. I just wanted to just take this time to thank everybody for attending the webinar, and I hope everybody has enjoyed it. We run the webinar series as a part of our contribution program, and if you have other productivity tips or anything else you want to share with the startup community, with entrepreneurs, or even express your opinions, problems, challenges, feel free to explore the E27 platform. The contribution program is open for everybody to share their views. And it's all about this community, right, that we're all a part of. To learn together, to grow together, to learn from each other's mistakes, and adopt best practices. I think there is one more question. It says, how about unlimited leave policy? Does that help? Leah, if you want to take that, and then we can sort of close the chat today here.
Unlimited leave policy. I don't know about that, but I actually never count. So yeah, probably works. Okay, I read some one question from Akshay actually. Why did you feel like a loser? Yeah, I mean, of course, I felt like a loser when because I think we all tend to put a lot of pressure on ourselves, especially me back then. I think that I need to always be successful, and also in Asian culture, it's very difficult to fail, like very difficult, right? It's not just about failing, but then like your whole family, it's about reputation, whatever. So it's very difficult. So when I failed in one of my companies or in any projects that I do, I immediately feel like, oh, probably I'm stupid, like I'm not built for this and everything. So it's a lot of self-critical back then. Yeah. So and yeah, that's why I felt like that before. But now I embrace stoicism. So I kind of realized from the start that when I start a business, there's two possibilities. One, the business could be very successful, and the second, it could be very failed, and that's okay. Like there's no shock in that, no surprise. Like and accepting that. And now what I should do is just to try my best, the best that I can, which the only thing that I can control. Mm. Thank you everyone, and thanks a lot E27 for hosting us.
Thank you, Leah. You've been such a great speaker. We love the slides, and I'm sure everyone's enjoyed it. Thank you, everybody, for having us, helping us be a part of this webinar. And I'm sorry that it has overrun, but thank you so much for staying back. We hope to do more of these every month, so stay tuned for our next theme and the next webinar, and hope to see you all next month.
Thank you. Bye, Millie.
Bye, Leah. Thank you.
Thank you.